Another great Nearpod feature is the ability to drag and drop or upload files that are PDF, PowerPoint, or PNG to convert it into content slides. Once you do that, they turn into like an image file. So if you have any clickable links, you're going to have to add that in on the next slide, and I will show you how to do that. Okay, so if you open up any lesson and you edit it, in the editing dashboard, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see the icon that says drag and drop and upload files. If you have a PowerPoint presentation that you recently downloaded, you can drag it and drop it. Or if you don't want to do it that way, you can click upload files and find it on your computer. You'll see here that it's saying that it's processing, and when it is done, it'll be done processing. You won't see this box anymore, and you'll see all the slides that you had in that presentation on the bottom. If you don't want them on the bottom, you can, like this one, like this is one of the ones that I just dragged and dropped in here. I can just grab it and move it wherever I need it to go. And then let's say this is my old one, I can just click on it and right click and delete that one since I have my replacement. Again, like I mentioned before, when you do this importing of your presentation, it takes each of your slides and makes them into an image. So any hyperlinks that you have will just be an image and they won't be clickable. So make sure you remove those before you add that in. And if you see the difference between these two, this one I had a background image to go with it to make my presentation more uniform, and this one, if I double click on it, it'll give me an orange, which it defaults to that because that's the handwriting I chose. So if I don't want it to be orange, I can just click background and I can upload the image from my computer, or I can search with Google Images for any background, or I can drag and drop it. So let's say I wanted a solid blue background. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Well, here, this one looks good, and I would just click save, and it would give me a solid blue background. As you can see, it does kind of look dark, so you have to change the lighten or darken it. So I'm going to lighten it, that way it gives me the original color. So when I preview it, it looks like the image. And you can choose any background you want and download it ahead of time, that way you can upload it. So let's say I had a link on here, but it was no longer clickable. I could add the actual direct link by just going up and adding a slide, and I want it to be a web content. So let's say it's one of these, just to test it out. You can test the link to make sure it works, and then you click save. And it goes all the way to the bottom. So make sure that if you want it behind this one, you move it. And this feature is absolutely great because it gives you more options. You know, when you add a slide and you add the content slide, it doesn't give you too many options and too many layouts, so it's great to have the option to use PowerPoint. And you may have some previous PDFs or PowerPoints that you have and want to use those as well, but add activity slides in between them.